What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Casual Big Ten Podcast. Today is Thursday, August 31st, 2023. My name is Kent Peterson. I'm joined, as always, on these Bet Big episodes by Big Ten Wilson and Bet B1G Brad. Fellas, how we doing tonight? We'll start with you, Wilson. How you doing, brother?
Doing all right. Excited for this slate of games to get started, and I'm sure you'll touch on it, but we're coming down to see you in a couple days.
I'm very excited about that. Bet Big Brad, how excited are you for the games versus coming down to see me at my house this weekend?
It's equal. It's we're dead on here.
50-50?
Samesies. Yeah.
50-50. Good. For anyone who is watching on Twitter, I forgot to mention this last week, but if you could be so kind and hit the subscribe button, I had a mini goal of trying to get 100 subscribers before the end of football season was actually my goal, but I'm already up to 73, I think, right now. I think we could get 100 by midseason at this point, so if you want to go ahead and hit subscribe. I also wanted to let it be known, crystal clear, that we are not professional gamblers. We are not experts or gamblers. We're not financial advisors. The opinions and insights that we share are purely for entertainment purposes and should not be considered professional advice. Gambling involves risks, and it's essential to make informed decisions based on your own judgment. We recommend that you gamble responsibly and within your means. If you have a gambling problem, you can get connected 24/7 with the National Problem Gambling Helpline. Remember, responsible gambling is key, and please do so in compliance with your state laws and regulations. Brad.
Wow.
Are you gambling responsibly this weekend?
I am now. I wasn't until you read that for me. That's changed my whole landscape.
Dude, I put the lines out on Twitter. I actually sent this to you guys, but this dude, I know he was totally joking, but this dude told me he was going to sue us just for putting the lines out. And I don't think he understood that we weren't even making picks. But tonight, we are making picks, and
Yep.
we don't want to go to court for this. Is that right, Wilson?
I don't have any money to pay anyone if I did get sued, so no, I don't really want to go to court.
I'm not even going to call this guy out by name, but he said, I'm taking all these and I'm suing you for costing me big money when they all lose. All I did was simply post the board with the lines and the over-unders. Brad, you look like you were really concerned about that.
I was confused when I saw that on Twitter the first time. So I don't know if it was a joke and just didn't land, or if you really thought that was. I don't know. Anyway, how can you take someone to court regardless?
Over like losing bets?
You didn't say do this though. You just put it out there.
Right. I think that's the part he was missing. I thought
he
thought they were
promise
like
anyone was
actually
losing money.
lines. I think he thought they were lines, so he was going to say that he's actually going to do that. I don't know what the hell he was thinking. One last thing I want to do before we jump into these picks. I put out on Twitter that anybody that replies to that same tweet that I was just talking about, we would read on air. This is a way we can kind of, interact with the people that are watching the show, people that are following the Twitter account. So, guys, I'm going to have you each react to these replies as I read them through really quickly, and then we'll jump into our own picks if that's okay with everyone. First reply. I have Isaiah Walker here. Isaiah, thank you for listening. If you are, thank you for replying. He said his favorite lines are Purdue, Fresno, under 48.5, Nebraska plus 7.5, and then Michigan, ECU over. Hot take, he said Iowa minus 25.5, and the over. Ferentz keeps the starters in all game to run up the score. The Brian bonus, he called it. Wilson, do you think that's going to happen? Without giving away your picks, what do you think about that?
He had me until the last game. I was with him, and then Iowa scoring more than 25 points. I don't believe it.
And all right, so Brad, this one was from Jackson. Jackson said Purdue by 21. Go Boilers against Fresno State. Damn. What do you think about that?
Wow. That must be a Boiler fan right there. That is.
I mean,
some might say.
His name on Twitter is Jackson, train emoji, American flag emoji, gator emoji, which that didn't fit in, I felt like, but that must mean something else. I don't know what that's all about. But Jackson, thank you for the reply. Hopefully you're listening as well. We also have Jonda here. Wilson, Jonda said, Cats motherfucking ML, bowling emoji, soon emoji.
Northwestern Wildcats. I admire their optimism. I'm not there with them there, but
I love it.
I love it.
Before the first game of the season, everyone can win a national championship.
I'm hype about Northwestern and that that reply by Jonda. Jonda and I have been following each other since last basketball season, so I love him. Brad, back to you for this one. Matthew Graber said, my guy says a successful season for Purdue with a new coach would be just getting to a bowl game, but as things go in sports, that can change quickly, one way or another, with one game when there's so much unknown. Is that true?
That is all true. I'm not even sure I followed that. Boiler up, I guess. I get all the boiler comments. Let's go, Purdue.
All right, Purdue. Wilson, this one's going to be tough to keep track of. Maybe just pick out one part of this that you liked. Jacob Stanask. Don't know how to pronounce your last name, but Jacob, thank you so much for listening or in the reply. Minnesota over Nebraska. Purdue over Fresno State. Michigan State over Central Michigan. Michigan over ECU. Iowa over Utah State. Wisconsin over Buffalo. Maryland over Towson. Ohio State over Indiana. Penn State over West Virginia. Illinois over Toledo. Rutgers over Northwestern. Didn't say whether he was taking the lines or not, but I think he was just making the picks. Wilson, your thoughts?
I couldn't keep track of all that, but it sounded like he took all the favorites money line, so pretty risk-free, I guess. I don't hate it.
I wonder if you did that
early money in the season to pat in your pocket throughout it.
I wonder if you did take all the favorites this weekend, just money line, if that would even be a significant parlay, if he actually parlayed all those together.
Good question.
We'll never know, I guess, because I'm not going to do it. Brad, back to you, my boy Tommy Hook, the guy that appeared on the Northwestern preview episode. If you remember, he said under 55 in the Wisco Buffalo game, Boilers -5, Cats +7 because why not? What do you think about Tommy's thoughts?
Yeah, why not? That's right. Why not? I like it. I like all three. I don't remember what I picked, but that sounds good to me.
All right, we got just a couple more here. Wilson, you're getting a Purdue comment now. Boiler in Texas says Boilers win 27-17. You heard it here first. Boilers by 10, he says.
No comment.
Okay.
That could happen.
That could happen. It could definitely happen. And then, Brad, the last one here, Nicholas Sadd, S-A-D-D. Nicholas, thanks for the reply. He said, can someone tell me how they expect Iowa to score over 21 when they only got a new QB? Ooh.
I can't help you there. Down Sad. What's his first name?
Nicholas Sadd.
Nicholas Sadd. I'm not the one to be able to tell you that. I'm lost with you.
Appreciate all the replies. Appreciate all the tweets back. If you want to be mentioned on the next show, make sure you're following on Twitter. I put out the lines, I think, Tuesday this week, and I will put it out just like I did this week. I'll put it out every week, and if you reply, we will comment on the show next week. Let's jump into this, boys. Tomorrow night, it's going down. Minnesota, Nebraska, the Cornhuskers. Let's see. I want to let's start with Brad this week. Last week, I kind of did all my stuff first. So I'm going to let you guys kind of take over first here and give your thoughts about the game. And then maybe I'll go last, or maybe I'll go in the middle. We'll see how this goes. Bet Big Brad, what do you think about this game on Thursday night?
Maybe you won't go at all. Maybe people don't need to hear what you want to say, Maybe me and Wilson will just go back and forth. You can sit there. I talked about this last week. Minnesota at home. I just don't think Nebraska can pull it off. First game, new head coach. I know Wilson said that could be like a perfect storm the other way, but I like Minnesota at home. If it was 7.5, I think I would take Nebraska, but I'm taking the 7. Minnesota -7. And what do I have? Listen, if you're going to do anything that I tell you, do the games and do not do the over-unders. I'm the worst at over-unders of anyone I've ever met. I took the under, by the way.
Okay. Over-under set at 43.5. Wilson, what do you like in this game?
I'm going Nebraska to cover in the over. I think the final is going to be 27-24. Don't know who wins, but Nebraska covers. New coach magic.
Couldn't agree with you more. I've been talking about Minnesota all offseason. There's no way I could get on this show with an honest heart and pick Minnesota in this game after everything I've said about them. I'm going with Nebraska. I'm going to give my first and probably only hot take of the entire show. Nebraska money line tomorrow. So I'm going to definitely take the points. I'll take the 7. I'll take the 7.5, whatever it's going to be tomorrow. But I'm taking Nebraska money line. I'm actually going to bet that. And then I have the over. That's what I picked this week. I'm not going to bet that part probably, but I'll just take the over in this game. I think I'm optimistically picking the over because I'd like to see a lot of points on Thursday night. The next night, Friday, this one's going to be on FSN. Michigan State, Central Michigan, the Chippewas traveling up to East Lansing. Minus 14.5 for the Spartans. To me, I think it's a little bit low. Over-under set at 45.5. Wilson, what's going to happen on Friday night?
You got CMU covering in the over. I think we're going to see a similar trend of leaky secondary for Michigan State. They will have an improved D-line, but I just think Central Michigan will be able to march down the field a couple times, just passing 5 to 10 yards every play and in a dogfight until probably end of third, beginning of fourth quarter.
So you're taking CMU's points, and what about the over/under? I missed that part.
The over.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think Michigan State's defense up to snuff.
Okay, Brad.
Can we make changes on any of these? Or
Yeah,
are these
that's
locked
fine.
in?
I got the sheet up right now, so I can change whatever you want.
I'm picking. Look, I'm a Michigan State fan. We don't come out strong in home openers. We just don't. Now, I think we're like 10-0 on Friday night, so I think we're going to win the game. I think 14.5 is too much. We don't blow people out. We just don't. So I'm picking CMU to cover, and I had the under, but I'm going to change. I was thinking because new quarterback, I'm going to change to the over, though. I think there's going to be some points in this game.
Okay.
Did I sway you there at all?
You had absolutely nothing to do with it. No.
That's rude, man. Give Wilson some flowers right now, man. Come on.
Thank you for your candor.
All right, so I'm gonna go with I'm going against both of your picks now especially because you just switched it to the over. I'm taking Michigan State. I think they win by 21, and I'm going to take the under. I don't think Central Michigan's going to score. I know Michigan State's defense is trash, but I'm not going to. Should I say trash? You guys basically just said that.
Yeah, we can, though.
Okay. Our secondary. We're going to have a good D-line.
Okay. Even though Michigan State's defense is not one of the best in the conference, I'm going to take the under. I don't think Central Michigan's going to score enough points for the over to hit. And I think it could be 28-3, 28-10, and I'd still be good either way on that one. Let's go down the road, though. Michigan. The next day, the first noon game, I'm going to say it's the first noon game because it's the least important noon game, in my opinion. Michigan's playing East Carolina. The over-under is set at 51.5. Michigan is favored by 35.5. We'll go to Brad first for this. How are the Wolverines going to do at noon in the big house on the cock?
This is a joke of a game. It's going to be like 50-0 at halftime. I'm taking Michigan to cover, and if they can somehow, if East Carolina can score any points, I'm going with the over. I think Michigan's going to have at least 50, so over.
I've never heard you more upset talking about a football game in your life, man. Wilson, is Bet Big Brad right about this?
On everything except for the over. Well, the lines, Michigan minus 35.5, and the over-under at 51.5. I'm going Michigan to win 48. Michigan to win 48-3.
Ooh, 51 on the dot.
Yep.
Okay.
Me in the upper.
Kind of an interesting stat here that I pulled up. Both Michigan and East Carolina were 8-5 against the spread last year. So pretty good against the spread, both of them. So this is I think this is actually a little bit tougher. The 35.5 gives me a little angst, but I am going to take Michigan. I've listened to probably 12 podcasts this week, and on one of them, I can't remember what the guy's name is. I think it was Jordan on Eyes on Big podcast. He said that Michigan has a history of going over in these games. So that's the only reason I took the over in this one. I also think it could easily be 52-0 or 52-10, which would put it way over. So I'm going to take Michigan in the over in this one. All right. The team that a lot of people are excited to see this year, especially when it comes to the over-under, is Iowa. Iowa has Utah State, one of the worst teams in college football, coming in to Kinnick Stadium on Saturday at noon. It's on FS1. Iowa's favored by a hefty 25.5. The over-under is set at 45. 45 points. Wilson, is there a shot this could go over 45 points in this game?
Only way is if Cade McNamara comes out and announces his September Heisman candidacy early. I don't think Iowa can score 25 points or be involved in a game that is over 45 points. I'm a see it to believe it type of guy.
So do you like Iowa or Utah State when it comes to the spread then?
I like Utah to cover in the under.
Okay. Brad?
Yeah, Utah State's not going to score, and there's no way that Iowa's scoring 45. I got to see them score 14, I think, before I can, 25.5. No, It's going to be like 20. It's going to be like 17-0. Iowa.
Oh, my God.
So,
I hope not, man. I hope not for the Hawkeye fans.
I'm taking the under in Utah State.
Yeah, I can't in good faith take an over for Iowa until I see it. I'm right with you guys on this. So I'm going under. I'm also taking Utah State. The one thing that gives me – Iowa actually covered spreads last year. At 61%, they were covering quite a bit of spreads. But, that's pretty high for the Big Ten last year. But this is such a large margin. I just can't see them winning by 26 points, even against Utah State, even with the new quarterback. There's still a lot of the same guys there. So I'm going to take Utah State, a team that, man, they're really bad. But this is one that I'm not loving. I wouldn't be surprised if Iowa actually does cover this, but I don't love the over-under, though. Like Brad said, Utah State's not going to score, I don't think so. I don't love that at all. Let's go to I think I have it a little bit out of order on the notes here, but we're going to go to Purdue and Fresno, which is on Saturday, also at noon. Yeah, I put it out of order. Sorry, boys, if you're looking at the sheet now. Purdue is favored by 4.5. It is the smallest or the slimmest point spread of the weekend. They're playing Fresno State at home. Over-under is 48.5. We're going back to Bet Big Brad. What do you think about this game? What do you think about the Boilers?
I like the Boilers to cover the 4.5, and I'm taking the over. I don't know why. I told you before, don't worry about my over-unders. I'm taking the over because I had to pick one, and that's what I did.
All right, Wilson.
I also have Purdue covering the 4.5, but I have the under at 48.5. No rhyme and reason other than I hope Purdue's not very good and they struggle to score all year. So
I'm with you on that. I'm taking Purdue in the under as well. I don't think they're going to score that many, but I do think that they can cover 4.5. That's just a touchdown. So I'll go Purdue in the under as well. This was interesting as well. I've been talking about this. We don't have any data to go on this year because this is the first game for all these teams. So the only thing we can really talk about is last year's stats for over-unders and the against the spreads. But Fresno State at 7-7 with their over-unders last year was best in the Mountain West. Like, so they hit 50% of their overs last year, and that was the best in the conference. Isn't that crazy?
Cashews. Absolute nuts.
What's the best in the Big Ten? Do you know that?
No, but I have it up right now, I think. Let me pull that real quick. Best in the Big Ten was Ohio State last year at 77%. They were 10-3 on overs. They went over in 10 games. So yeah.
Fun.
Yeah, pretty crazy. So Fresno State, 50-50 chance on that over-under. But I'm going to take the under, like I said. So, all right, moving on to the next game. Next, we have Wisconsin versus Buffalo. Wisconsin, 27.5. They are favored by. They're playing Buffalo, who I got this wrong on my preview episode. I said that they were the MAC champions, and they were not. It was Toledo. I totally nerfed that, so apologize for the episode that came out on Tuesday about that. But Buffalo was a decent team last year. I'll just get mine out of the way first. The over-under is 54.5. I'm taking Wisconsin. I think they can actually cover that big number against a MAC team, and I'm really excited to see their offense play. I'm also going to take the under, though. 54 is just such a big number, so I'm going to stay away from it. Wilson, am I right about this?
Well, I did have Buffalo covering, but that was based off the advice of listening to your previous episode, so I'm switching and going Wisconsin in the under.
Okay. Bet Big Brad, are you staying with us on this?
I also listened to that episode. What a joke.
That was the only thing I got wrong, man. I pulled up so many notes. And I actually, if you listen to it all the way through, I actually corrected it at the end when I got to the Toledo
You did,
part.
yeah. It was funny, though, because you read, like, the whole note for that. Like, there were 2 or 3 things you said about Buffalo, and they were all for Toledo.
Yeah, totally wrong.
But I still think it's too many. Wisconsin bringing out that new offense. Again, you gotta show me, baby. You gotta show me. I think they're gonna win, obviously, easily, but I think that's too much. So I'm taking Buffalo. I'm taking the under as well.
All right. Moving on. This game we don't have to talk about. It's Maryland versus Towson. There's no line on this game, and once again, I have to shout out my boy Jeffrey the Greek over at Eyes on Big Ten. He a little bit smarter than me. It's because Towson is not an FBS school, so they're not allowed to gamble on it, apparently. I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Is it like an NCAA rule?
I don't know what it is, but he said it. He was like, not – I don't even know if he used the word FBS, but he says that's why there's not a line, though. They're not good enough to have a line. So do you guys have any thoughts about this game gambling-wise? Like if you were – let's just say you were at my house right now and that Maryland game was getting ready to kick off. What would you guys set the line at for this game and the over-under? And then that way we can still say, hey, someone kind of was right about this game. What would you guys set the line at for Maryland versus Towson? We'll start with Brad.
You started off by saying we don't have to talk about this game at all, and now we're gonna like dive deep into it.
Yeah.
So confused. I don't know anything about Towson, so I'm gonna say
it's in Maryland.
Interesting.
It'll be Maryland minus 27.5, and the over/under would be set at 43.
Okay. I don't appreciate all your bitching, but appreciate that. Wilson, what did you think about this game?
We can say
Maryland minus 27.5. Over under at 48.5.
I'm gonna say Maryland minus 41.5, and the over under is at 51.5. I think that Maryland's gonna blow them out.
Give me Towson money line then, baby. Let me get those odds.
All right, next game. So that was Maryland Towson. Sorry, a little technical difficulties there, but we're back. Ohio State versus Indiana. I'm excited about this game for one reason. It's on CBS. It's the first Big Ten game that's going to be on CBS. We're taking over the SEC's network. Ohio State's favored by 29.5. Over/under set at 58.5. Big Ten on Big Ten action. Wilson, how do you see this game going?
I have Ohio State covering the 29.5. Even though last year, like you said, Ohio State was 10-3 in the over and under, I'm going with the under. 58.5 is a lot.
Yeah, that's
And
a lot of points.
I'm not sure I'm a big believer in Ohio State being the same potent offense this year.
Okay, Brad, are you a believer in that potent offense?
I'm a believer in Marvin Harrison Jr. I'll tell you that much.
Name another player.
That might I'm trying to talk. That might be that might be all they need against Indiana. Look, for especially week 1, I always say like against these lines are crazy. So if it's a big number, I like to take the underdog, except if it's Ohio State. Ohio State has burned me so many times, and I'm not going to do it this year. I'm taking Ohio State to cover. I'm taking the over. It's going to be like 70-17 or something like that.
Okay. Let me read these stats real quick. Indiana, 4-8 against the spread last year. I'm taking Indiana in this game against the spread. They were worst in the Big Ten, by the way. Indiana was against the spread. And that's for that reason I'm taking them, riding with the Hoosiers. Just because they were that bad last year, things got to change sometimes. Ohio State, like we just mentioned, over in 10 of their 13 games. For that reason, I'm taking the under. I'm going against everything that the numbers tell you to do. Taking Indiana, I think they keep it close. Then 29.5 points. I don't think it's going to be that close. I think it could still be 21. I still have flashbacks to, I think it was 2016 when they played on like a Thursday night and they were the Big Ten opener and Indiana damn near won that game. I swear. Like at halftime, it was only like 7 points. I feel like it's going to be similar. It's at Indiana. Indiana's got the brand new suites that they set up in the end zone. Did you guys see those? They're awesome, man. They basically put up some like yard tents with some lawn chairs, and they're calling them suites. So like, they got those going for Saturday. That's got to give them some points, right?
About to be sad.
All right. All right. We got 3 more games here. I forgot to put one on my spreadsheet here, but that's all right. Let's go to Illinois versus Toledo. We didn't talk about this yet, right?
No.
Okay. I'm getting a little bit out of order, but I don't give a shit anymore. Illinois minus 9.5 versus Toledo. Over under is 46.5. This game is on Big Ten Network at 7:30. Let's see. Let's go to Brad. Brad, what do you think about this game, Illinois versus Toledo? I feel like this is a tough one because Toledo is actually the team that won the MAC last year. That's why the line is less than double digits. How do you see this going?
Yeah, you really threw me off on that again. I like Illinois' defense, though. And I think they score enough points to cover the 9.5. So I'm going to Illinois, and I'm going to take the under.
Okay, Wilson.
I got future Big Ten West Division champs, Illinois, covering the 9.5. And I got the under 46.5.
Wait, didn't you say Iowa was winning the West last week?
I said Illinois is my dark horse.
Oh, dark horse. Okay. All right. I'm taking Toledo here with the 9.5. I just am not a believer in Luke Altmaier. I saw somebody put out a Big Ten quarterbacks ranking thing, and they put him at 12, and I was like, this guy better be getting so much harassment on Twitter right now because I had him at 13, and people hated me. I'll take Toledo, though, in the under 46.5. All right. The game that I'm very excited about, my Big Ten East champion, Penn State versus West Virginia. As far as football name recognition goes, like I said on Tuesday, this is the game basically in college football this weekend. There's not really a bigger game. It's like when it comes to 2 big schools coming together, it's mainly a trash school and then like a decent school playing this weekend. So Penn State favored by 20.5 still in this game, even though it's West Virginia. Over under is 50.5. I'll start with this one because I've been talking so much about Penn State. I think Penn State's going to win by 30 or more. They're so good. West Virginia, from everything I've heard, is so bad. So I'll take Penn State. I'll take them covering the 21 points or 20, whatever it's going to be. And then I will take the over in this game. I think it could be closer to like 41-20 or something like that. It's kind of my score prediction on that one. Brad, let's go to you. What do you think about the Nittany Lions against the Mountaineers this weekend?
I like them. I'm not that far removed from when West Virginia used to be good, so I don't know anything about them anymore. But I just like you said, the name brand recognition. I'm hoping this one is going to be a good game. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm picking West Virginia to keep it a little bit closer, and I'm going with the over. I want to see some points.
All right, Wilson, is he right about that?
I'm also going with West Virginia to cover the spread, and I'm going to the under, actually. My question for you is, I know Pitt and West Virginia is a rivalry. Is Penn State and West Virginia one?
I have no idea. I actually don't know. I don't think that they are, but they're both kind of mountain people, so I guess so.
I just think it could be like a Michigan State, Ohio State type thing.
I don't know. I don't think it is though. That's my official. That's my official response to that. I just found out the other day that it's Nittany Lion because that's the name of the mountain that's nearby their school. Did you guys know that?
No.
I'm not even positive if that's true, but it was in an Instagram video that Zach sent me. So shout out to Zach on that one. All right, let's get to this last game. I talked about on Tuesday. I wasn't sure what the hell was going on with this being on Saturday or Sunday. It is officially on Sunday, 3:30 on CBS. Rutgers, Northwestern. This is what people want to see to end out the weekend. Rutgers, don't get used to hearing this. You're favored in this game, 6.5 against Northwestern. The over-under is set at a high 40.5. This is going to – I'm not joking. People are going to think I'm joking about this. I can't freaking wait for this game. This is going to be awesome. Awesome on Sunday, especially because I'm going to be with you guys, kicking back some drinks that day, and it's a standalone game. I'll just get mine out of the way. I love Northwestern. I'm taking them. I hope they win the game because I want them to win 3. So I'll take Northwestern plus the 6.5. And I'll take the over. I want points in this game because it's the only game on at the time. Brad, what do you think about this game?
I'm taking the Cats and the points. I'm going under, though. Both these teams are not great offensively.
This part of the video is going to suck.
Teams are not great.
I just want to let people know because I'm trying to fix it as we're going here. I was covering up Wilson's face a little bit with your video.
That's fine.
We're just really struggling because we had some internet connectivity issues, but you know what? It's week 1. Things are going to be better by week 2. Wilson, what do you see in this game? Brad, did you give your picks? I'm sorry.
I sure did.
Okay,
yep.
I was trying to fix the video. Wilson, what do you think's going to happen?
Got a beautiful Big Ten football game. It's going to be a 13-6 Rutgers win. So Rutgers to cover, but the under.
That would make me so excited if that happens. All right, that's the end of the show, folks. We made it, man. That was a tough one tonight. Can't wait for these games. Really excited. Any closing thoughts? We'll start with you this week, Wilson. What do you think? Anything about this weekend? You excited for your flight tomorrow?
No, I'm not. I'm excited to be hanging out by a pool though on Friday.
Don't be telling people I have a pool, man. I don't need people searching me out.
You're also going to be grilling up some food for me too.
Don't tell people I have a grill. People are going to think I'm rich. Damn, he's got a pool and a grill. I actually just cleaned the grill yesterday. Did I tell you guys that?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it sucked. That's
I'm
why
sorry.
I had to tell you. All right. Brad, are you excited? Are you excited, Brad? Are you excited for my sweet embrace at the airport tomorrow night when I pick you up?
I am. That's what I'm most excited about. Can't wait. That and these Indiana sweets I didn't know about. Those sound amazing.
Dude, you got to look them up, man.
I'm going to. I'm excited for these games. Should be fun. We actually get to learn about some of these teams, and we'll have some better information next week for you guys.
No doubt. And we're going to have the technology on lock. Thanks, everyone, for listening. We'll see you in the future.
Sure will.
Right?
We sure will.
Don't have the music still. All right. Peace, everybody.